Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've picked up the BA XR8. It's time to have a look at it and time to start working on it. But first, we got to sort something else out. So welcome back guys. Yes, looks like we have Rippin 3.0 running the XR8. We run 2 barrows under the Rippin name, but we're going for the V8. But I thought in this video I would go over the car. You know, I've just got it, gave it a bit of a clean, not really done much to it, so I thought I'd have an honest look over it and see what we got to do with it, and then at the end of the video we'll get cracking into it. So we'll start from the outside and work our way in. So overall, the colour's growing on me. My brother's spray painted this with me and my dad, and we did it in enamel, so there is actual no clear coat on this paint job. And this is still straight out of a gun a year later. So I think we'll stick with the colour for the time being, but I'm going to try and restore it and bring it back the best it can. And what else for the outside? The wheels. So funnily enough, if you guys remember, some of you guys have watched way back at the start of the channel, I had my turbo BA Falcon and I had these silver 5-spoke rims on it. Well, these are the rims, except they've switched hands and come back around back to me a couple of times, and they ended up in my brother's hands as a gift, and that's the last way he had them painted and stuff like that. So I think we're going to get some new wheels for the front and the back, and then I'm going to give them back to him because they were a gift. And as far as that, I think the outside, I'm just going to make it look better, restore it, new wheels, and yeah, a couple of little things. I'm not sure on the tinted indicators yet, but they're sort of growing on me as well. But yeah, as far as the outside goes, new wheels, a few other little things, but just making it look good, because we are going to use this car for what it was meant for. It's going to be in hill climbs, we're going to take it on the track. So having the best paint job isn't actually like a priority for me, just looking neat. So next up, in the engine bay, another place I'm relatively happy about is it's pretty good. You know, nice neaten up, the colour matches the body, some nice shiny bits in there. I don't mind this airbox, but for under here, I think we're going to go for an underdrive pulley. I've got a nice big ants pod filter that I might replace that cheap one that would be in there. And yeah, we'll just clean that engine bay up, and obviously there's some more stuff we want to do to the engine, but we'll get to that stuff later. But once again, pretty happy with this engine bay. I mean, look at the Boss V8, mate. She's way too big for its own good, but it is impressive to look at. I like it. But yeah, engine bay, a few little things. And then obviously the nitrous setup is going to be up over there somewhere. We'll work that out when we get to it, but liking that. So first thing we're going to do actually is in the engine bay is we'll change the oils. We got spark plugs coming, all the good things you need just to get this thing back to where it should be and having a little love. Now as far as the interior, back seat looking pretty good. Interior over there, pretty good. Looks like there was an incident over there in the corner. Won't talk about that. And yeah, so this back trim here, that's what needs to be fixed up. So we're gonna have to find one of them, try and make that happen. We're lucky enough that the roof lining has been replaced, so we're lucky on there. It does have an issue of the front speakers, which we're gonna have to work out. But once again, pretty neat in here, except we've got this here. We're going to have to get these seats repaired. And there's also that little crease over there as well. But overall, pretty good in there. But yeah, we're gonna have to get those seats fixed up, so that's another thing we can look into. But yeah, pretty happy about the roof lining. Yeah, not too bad, but some work to be done there too. So getting to the mechanical side of things. It is a Falcon, and my brother used this car for what it was supposed to be used for. Many drag days, several power cruises, and you know, just drove it as it should be. So to be expected, rear diff bushes definitely need addressing, typical Falcon stuff. It's not too bad though, and I think everything just in the driveline needs a service, you know. So we'll get into the diff oil. Those bushes, not too bad, it's drivable, it's not really knocking around too bad, but you can tell going around corners, you think maybe the trailing arms and stuff like that all needs to be addressed. Now the BTR Auto has had its fair share of fun as well, and it's talking to me, letting me know as such, so that's going to have to get a full service. I think it's still good, but we'll have to wait and see. And the engine, 270,000 on it, so it's getting new oils, new spark plugs, everything like that. It doesn't leak oil, so that's where we're at with the big girl. So obviously we're doing nitrous. We're going to bring this up as best as we can to a, you know, a good car, and then we're going to use it for what it was meant to be used for. But pretty happy overall with it. Plenty of room for working on it, so we got a bit of a project. But there we have it, the big XR8. So we'll just head over to the workbench over here and I'll show you what we've got to crack into straight up. Now we haven't messed around, went straight for the Pro Gear 80W140 fully synthetic stuff for the diff. So we're going to change the diff oil over. Not going to bore you with the explanation of that stuff, but basically you jack that up, you check if you can undo your filler nut first before you drain it. You drain it when you realize you can, and then you put it back up and you fill it till it dribbles out the filler hole, and that's pretty much it. It should take 1.6 liters, so we shouldn't have to use all of that. Likewise with the engine, we went fully synthetic 10W40 Penrite. We're not messing around here. 6.3 liters for the Boss V8. So the 0.3 we're going to add up with this stuff because 270,000 Maury's is good stuff. So we'll shove that in first before we put the oil in, and I'll probably put half a litre of that in, and then we'll fill the rest up. And obviously fresh filter, but that's what we're going to get cracking into first. We'll get the time lapse going. Let's get into it. So yeah, taking it for a test drive, just definitely liking the new oil, and even the diff's a little bit quieter, so I think I've given that a bit more life, so that's pretty much what we're after. Still goes good. well, there you have it, guys. We've started off again on Ripon 3.0. We've gotten along, you know, starting along with the basics. She's come along good. Definitely loving the extra treatment it's getting. But as for the next video, we've got these to put in. Got some double platinum spark plugs. Haven't really seen any videos online for people doing the spark plugs on this, so thought I may as well do one for that. And as well as we're doing that, we're going to chuck the Ants pod filter in there because the airboxes will come out anyway, so we'll get that sorted out too. So yeah, it was a good way to get started. Let's keep this project going. Till the next one, guys. See you later.